Mark Hamill is a complete embarrassment to science fiction, and especially the Star Wars series, and actually all of America, and mostly to himself and his family. But William Shatner has absolutely roasted him in a new tweet. My captain did things right, and I'm absolutely loving it. We're going to watch this as we're debating what actually ruined Star Wars. Yeah, well, there's a lot of ruining Star Wars. It's been a lot of death by 1,000 paper cuts, to be honest. And if you miss the way Star Wars used to be, I'm here for you guys. So hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. I'm a science fiction writer, and I've got a very Star Wars-esque book in Justified Saga of the Nano-Templar. This is actually a 3-book trilogy, and it's all about space crusading. So I took concept of space wizards, and I said, you know what? I'm going to turn them into Christian crusaders instead of these like pacifist Jedi Eastern sort of things. And so I twisted things from there and made a beautiful science fiction world, which you're absolutely going to love. It's jam-packed with action adventure. This is exactly what Star Wars could have been if they weren't just a bunch of angry white women writing the films. So check it out. It's in the description below. The entire series is available on ebook, print, and audio for your convenience. You'll absolutely love this. I'm actually writing a Star Trek-esque series of space exploration coming out later this year as well. So I've got you for if you're a fan of either or both series. This is the spot for you. We're going to be just like crushing it with wonderful science fiction later this year. Something that they haven't been able to do at Disney or at Paramount for a long, long time. Now, this is from January, where Mark Hamill announced he was going to protest Trump's inauguration by quitting social media for 1 week. And of course, he couldn't even last 8 hours. He's such an addict to the dopamine hits of getting those likes on Blue Sky now because he quit X after the election. And he's just been an absolute train wreck. If you've watched him over the last year, he went to the White House and called Joe Biden Joe B-1 Kenobi. Oh, wow. He's also makes just nasty comments about Trump's, penis size is the implication here of this tweet, where he's talking about going to the Wieners Circle and hashtag size matters before the election. Just like really nasty stuff. This guy is a piece of work. I don't know what's wrong in his personal life or whatever it is, but he's clearly just like an angry leftoid who just has lost all faith in anything, much like the Luke Skywalker character in The Last Jedi. You saw this character who was this like nihilistic, I can't do anything right, I hate everything, who just sits there and cries while Rey is just so much better than he ever was because she's a feminist and a woman. Yes, slay queen. That's kind of him in real life, isn't it? It is very much an echo of what they did to the Luke Skywalker character. And it's just really sad to watch because we're all sitting here going like, it'd be nice if this guy who played Luke Skywalker would just be a reasonable person and just be out there and be fun. And William Shatner's been quite the opposite. If you look at his X feed and all that, he stays away from politics. He's like, I can't even vote. I don't even care. He has some takes sometimes, one way or another. And he's just reasonable, and he just comes across as fun. And so he really understands what it is to be a hero. He knows what it is to be somebody in the public square. And Mark Hamill, I guess, just couldn't handle it, whereas William Shatner, again, just exemplifies the way. So William Shatner went and took shots at Hamill, bringing up a Vanity Fair piece from, I think it was like 2018, where Luke Skywalker was crazy. He said, of course Luke Skywalker is gay, confirmed Mark Hamill, echoing thousands of fan fiction prayers. Vanity Fair, this is, I guess this is one of those USAID written stories trying to promote DEI that they're not going to have anymore because all these people are getting cut now that the government's not funding this kind of thing. And again, it all comes back to badly written fan fiction. All these like crazy, weird women on the internet used to write fan fiction making all these characters gay. And that was kind of their thing that they did for a long, long time. It was not a commercial thing until, honestly, what really tipped things over was the 50 Shades of Grey. If you don't know about that novel/movie that all the women watch, it's basically porn. It was basically a fan fiction originally. It actually, I'm not basically. It actually was. It was a fan fiction based on Stephenie Meyer's Twilight, where Edgar was like a billionaire vampire, and he wanted to like seduce Bella in his office. That was all 50 Shades of Grey was. They changed the names on it and re-released it as it's 50 Shades of Grey pornography, and that's what it is. So all of this stuff stems from bad fan fiction. And guess who's in charge at all these studios now? Kathleen Kennedy, the lady who ran The Acolyte, who's a lesbian. They're all bad fan fiction writers just destroying these franchises. That's exactly what's going on. And Luke Skywalker played right into this. Or I should say Mark Hamill played right into it, because Luke Skywalker is not real, and just like went off on it. Of course, people now are questioning, when's Mark Hamill going to announce that he's transgender to try to get a little bit of attention at this point? Because that's, if you really want to make the push, Mark, you gotta go out there and put on a dress and say you're a woman. That is the ultimate virtue signal at this point. So what William Shatner says is super based, as he mocked this Vanity Fair piece, of course. And wow, it shows he really knows Star Wars, which is ridiculous. For those Star Wars fans who are trying to tell me that Disney ruined everything, I assume you're referring to Mara Jade. Hamill actually ruined it for you when he revealed Luke was gay. Mara being struck from Star Wars canon was part of her annulment agreement from the Force. And yes, this is absolutely true. If you did not read the Timothy Zahn books from the Extended Universe back in the day, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy at this juncture, of course, and of course I'm trying to get you to read my books too. But honestly, the Timothy Zahn trilogy that starts with Heir to the Empire, if you just watch the original 3 films, ignore the prequels and all that crap, start reading there, and enjoy that trilogy, who introduces this great character of Mara Jade, who eventually, ends up with Luke and the like, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. It's a happily ever after story. It is the future of Star Wars that fans deserved. All Disney had to do was just take those storylines, copy and paste them, maybe age up Luke Skywalker a little bit, and do that, and make it a Mara Jade story, and everybody would have loved it. Instead, they had to just make this J.J. Abrams nonsense from The Force Awakens, where they tried to copy paste film number 1 for modern audiences, with of course the black guy bumbling around to show that she's stronger than the male, and of course then Jedi introduced the fat Asian chick Rose Tico to add it to the fuel to the DEI flame. And remember, it really went full DEI with Rise of the Skywalker at the very end, where they put in a lesbian kiss in the background just to be stunning and brave. Yes, that's what Star Wars did. And so they wanted this all along. They wanted to push this sort of thing all along. And of course, Mark Hamill loves to push the social justice agenda all the time. I love that William Shatner's going out here and then defending the Star Wars canon and Mara Jade and the extended universe. I'm shocked that the guy even knows it exists, let alone has read it. This is something like every time I see William Shatner post, he just gets more based and more cool. Now, this is a huge one right here. He's 100% right. And it was ruined. That canon was perfect. There was no need to change it. And yet they did, because all these people want to put their own stamp on things. They want to be their own fan fiction writers. And he does put this out here right here that Mark Hamill's a part of this and fan fiction's a part of this, and that's what is ruining the culture. That's the implication of his post here, which is absolutely true. Now, that Star Wars girl commented on this saying, according to George Lucas, the creator, Luke Skywalker has always been straight. Hamill is just desperate for attention, but seeing Captain Kirk dunk on him is glorious. Absolutely true. Thor Odinson also said, I hope you don't suddenly reveal Captain Kirk was gay the whole time. Oh my gosh, they've tried to do that in fan fiction too. Believe me, as a Star Trek fan, it's the fanfic is very scary out there, my friends. Although, in your case, I don't think you'll ever feel the need to virtue signal for press crumb of relevance. And Demian says, Mark Hamill is a retard. And John Douglas says, Mark is unwell man, and his word on anything is usually ignored. Absolutely true on this. Huge statement from Shatner. This is making my day today. Yes, go read those extended universe novels. They're so great. It is what Star Wars should have been. You can find old used copies, so you don't have to pay Disney or anything like that. Good stuff. Timothy Zahn is one of my favorite writers of all time, and I hope that if you like Timothy Zahn or anything like that, you'll enjoy my book here, Justified Saga of the Nano Templar, as well. Again, we did Wizards in Space the fun way. It's high action, high adventure. You're going to love this if you're a Star Wars fan. Check it out in the description below, ebook, print, and audio. What do you think about William Shatner's comments? Are you an extended universe fan? I'd love to hear from you. Join our community if you are. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.